promises were made and they will be fulfilled. We will be attempting to drive this home Sunday. Today's Thursday. Been Garden City today. We're at Tractor Mike's yard of fun, and we're back here to finally do something with the D100 Dodge. We're gonna drive it home from Garden City to Almena entirely on dirt roads, country roads. So we're gonna do my best. We might end up on a couple oil roads, but we will not be getting on any 2-lane highway at all. I sort of have a route put together, also kind of really don't have a route put together, but we're gonna try to do it. Last time we were here with Ryan and Mike, we figured out, I did drive around a little bit, but the radiator's bad. I have a good radiator in the back seat of my pickup that I bought. It's an aluminum one, similar to what I bought for the 66 Power Wagon. But we know this thing runs and drives and moves around, but we got to put a radiator in it and try to head her home. Ryan should be here in a little bit. Tractor Mike's busy this morning too, but they will both be around later today. I need to find some sort of container to wire down into this bed. Might just go buy a cheap toolbox like Baumgars and Tractor Supply and throw it in here, throw all my stuff in it. But just trying to refresh my memory. Buttons get stuck on this thing because it's been a little bit. It's a little rusty. I remember all that. I mean, you can see through the floor and some spots and things. I mean, not that bad. It was a column shift truck converted to floor shift, column shift 3-speed. That's now 3 on the floor. Yeah, need to maybe go raid Mike's boneyard for a couple mirrors for it, because I don't have any working mirrors currently. Be cool to get all the lights working as well. I need to find the right rear bumper for it, I would say. It's kind of a nice mint color. Forgot how mint it was. Got all the hubcaps here for it. We put new 750 16 tires all the way around on it. Just got your normal highway tread on the front, mud tires on the rear, as it should. It's kind of wet here the last time we played with this. It rained in Garden City, not in Almena, weirdly enough. But trying to think what else. Don't want to get too far into this before those guys show up. Guess I got to get the hood open and set you guys down. All right, hood's open, no battery. Trying to refresh myself. We put a new master cylinder on. It's got all new wheel cylinders all the way around. I went through the carburetor. New plug wires, new plugs. Engine oil should be new and fresh. We put double filters on it, one ahead and one after the fuel filter. Oil smells clean still. No major gassiness. Looks like it's been flooded down by a flooded carburetor, which is good. But the radiator seemed like the last time we were here there was cracks. We had multiple cracks here along the top tank. It's like 4 bolts to pull and put a new one in, so not that bad. Ryan's supposed to be coming, bringing a bucket so we can drain it, because, well, I didn't come that prepared. We put thermostat in it, 160-degree thermostat, if I remember correctly. Yeah, we've kind of seen a lot of parts of this truck. Gear oil in the transmission and in the rear end was good. Yeah, pretty much one of those things. We're just gonna swap this radiator out. We would like to, we're a few days early. We're actually in town for the Finney County Fair Tractor Pull, which will be a separate video. I'm kind of helping Mike get some stuff drugged to town, or we're already in town, but over there for that. But kind of just in town doing that, so will give us an opportunity to maybe drive this around a little bit, put some miles on it, get it so we're happy hunky-dory with it, and make sure it's just a sound vehicle to run around in. Is kind of the plan. Got new radiator hoses, I see, which is good. It's a no power steering truck. Just trying to think. I think I put new one of those suckers on. If not, I have one somewhere for it. We can short it to start it too. Just trying to remember everything. Might have to get a blanket. Let's go to Harbor Freight and buy a packing blanket to throw over that seat for the drive home. We got a lot of new fuel lines underneath it. She's a little rusty in the floor and stuff like that, but I really don't care, to be honest. I'm good with it. Gotta go get mirrors. Definitely gotta do that. sure Mike's got something out there we can go rob mirrors off of. He's got a Finney County plate for me to put on it. I don't even know where we'll bolt it, but we'll put it somewhere. All right there, I would say. It's got a 69 model year Finney County plate we're gonna put on it. We got the fender kind of straightened up. He hit a windmill tower with it chasing a coyote, and that was pretty bunged up before. Actually looks really good now. But yeah, we're kind of just waiting a couple of them to show up, and which really, I mean, it's fine for me to wait because there's plenty to look at around here. That's really cool. 1256 Wheatland is one he brought in. I helped him. We found those fenders and all the platform and stuff for that off an 806 Wheatland that we kind of parted out. 4630 with no 3-point. It's got rock shaft, but nobody ever used it. On big rubber over there is really cool. Just some good stuff. A lot of this we've seen, but he's added a few things since. This one, I really like this 1070 Black Knight. And when the last time I was here, had a GB 900 loader on it. Obviously does not now. It's really cool to see. I love Black Knights. I want a Black Knight, but I want a very certain Black Knight, not just any old Black Knight. And that's easier said than done, but pretty sure this is going to the tractor pull. Hopefully 1256 is going too. Don't know what else he's thinking, but we're just gonna help as much as we can here and have some fun the next couple days. I'm gonna chill, wait for Ryan to show up, and then we're gonna go to work. And since it's been a bit, threw a battery in it because I haven't heard this thing run in a little bit. I'm just gonna see if it'll fire up today, because I don't remember. I do remember the shifting was interesting in this, but which one of you was choke? Not that one, not that one. That was probably the choke, but it doesn't work anymore. Oh, we'll figure it out. Like I said, been a bit. Let's pull this off here. Got fuel. At least accelerator pump was doing its thing there. Maybe we should go buy a muffler for this before the drive home. No oil pressure gauge. I forgot about that. Might turn the idle up slightly. Horn works. It is running though. Yeah. Yeah, need to turn the idle up a little bit. It's probably, I think if I remember correctly, the shafts and stuff in that thing are a little loose. They're probably sucking a little air by, so it doesn't idle the awesomest. But it is running. Doesn't sound bad. Wonder if it still has brakes. just manual brakes, so we'll know. Oh yeah, still got good brakes. Clutch pedal a long way up. We might see if we can adjust that. I think I might try to pull it somewhere else here, but sounds good. I think we'll go see if we can find a muffler at Napa too. We can baling wire it up or something and clamp it on. Just to have something. Now it's idling. Yeah. Now she's happy. I love this thing. Already smells like antifreeze though. We did put a new water pump in it. I don't know what we got for exhaust. Not much that's good. I think we'll see about getting a muffler. Looks good on here though. Really solid old truck. Really thinks. Coolant's draining, sort of, I guess. And yeah, we'll get that drained and pull this, stab the new radiator in, which is this nice aluminum Chinese jobby here in the back. It should be fine. Not much to it. 4 bolts, 2 hoses. Easy. We're gonna do that. Report back. Well, I got it installed, topped off. Everything's tight here. Don't see any leaks or anything like that. We're gonna let it sit here and idle and warm up, come up to temp, and see what happens from there, I guess, essentially. Make sure the thermostat opens. I think I put a 160-degree thermostat in this, if I remember correctly, so that should be fine. Just want to make sure we're good here. We did put a water pump in it too. I don't know. Is that 44,000 or 144,000? Probably 144. I don't even know if the speedometer works. It'd be nice if it did. That way we knew where we started on mileage when we left, but might not be that blessed either. Well, the thermostat opened and made a mess there for a minute. That's okay. We might take this over and wash it. Mike's got a power washer sitting over there, I see. The thermostat did open. Let's let it sit here and idle some more. We'll top it off some more here in a second. Need to find a zip tie. Temp gauge. It came up pretty high, but it's going back down now that it's flowing, which is normal if there's an air bubble in it, right? Turn signals, I think, on this do work. If I had a bulb in that one, which I don't. I do have a bulb in the other side, I'm pretty sure, and it does work. Yeah, that one's working. I believe the fronts all work too. I don't know if I have headlights or brake lights, but yeah, we got some stuff that works here. It'd be nice to pull it over and wash it off good. Yeah, temp's coming right down, which is excellent. As long as it doesn't turn into a geyser. Yeah, that one's blinking away. Yeah, we're doing fine. I'm gonna throw a little bit more antifreeze in it. kind of on a maiden voyage in this D100. Hopped in it. We're gonna head down to the nearest gas station, fill it up, fill a couple gas jugs of mine full. That way I should be able to make it home. I would assume this thing has like a 15-gallon tank, 10 miles to the gallon, that's 150 miles, and then I got two more jugs here, be 10 gallons in those. So that'd be, you know, we can make it 250 miles, hopefully, on the fuel I have. I might be able to get fuel somewhere in like Gove or Collier along the way. I just legitimately don't know, if that makes sense. So that's kind of what we're up to here, but we're just cruising along. I drove it a little bit yesterday, just made this loop around here, and it honestly ran quite well. So we're optimistic here, going through all the gears this morning and haven't really had any problems today. Getting it started this morning, the choke cable is stuck, so it did not start up the greatest because I couldn't choke it. We had to open the hood and do it that way, but that's pretty minor stuff. But you know, we're gonna hop out here on the highway in a second and go down to whatever the nearest gas station is, which I think is probably like a Love's or a Casey's down the way, get everything full and go back to Mike's place. This is just kind of like a trial run. Make sure it comes up to temp fine, it's charging, kind of all there is to it. Made it here, got fuel, put in like 14.5 gallons, which means there couldn't have been much in the bottom of that tank, to be honest. Jugs in the back there, there's an extra 10. Just for reference, current mileage is 44.3. So, it does work. We should know what it is by the time we get back to Almena, I guess. Know how many miles it is, know how we did on fuel. Go from there, I guess. But I'm gonna fire this thing up and head back to Mike's shop and probably work on some old tractors, I guess. Runs pretty good, charging. Temp's a little up because we've been sitting still, but that's not too scary. So we get out of here. High first gear and 323 rear end, not so great for slow speed. I do notice my throwout bearing sounds a little loud, but we can ignore that, right? I'm gonna go put it up in Mike's shop and see if we can grease that. Actually, I don't know if it'll help or not, but we can try that. Might actually be the arm hitting the back of the pressure plate because I adjusted the clutch earlier too. So might be time for clutch sometime soon. Nah, I don't know. We'll see. Going back out on the highway though here. Not in love with the 3-speed Hurst shifter, would rather have a column shift, but it works. Really drives nice, pretty tight down the road here. Guess we're gonna stop at the stoplight. Smells a little bit like it's burning oil, but it's not like hazing behind you or anything. It could just be stuff burning off the motor too, because it hasn't really ran a lot in a lot of years also. But I don't know, I'm pretty pleased with this overall. Like, can't complain. Fuel gauge actually started working once we were full. It says like 3/4 tank, but hey, that's pretty good. I do hear a little bit of a rattle. I think it might be my new thrush muffler and pipe, because it's not necessarily that well attached. But we're gonna give this thing a little bit of the beans here and see how she does at about 55. We're gonna go home mostly somewhere 40 to 45 to 50, I'd say. But that's driving pretty nice right there, actually. At 50, actually breaking the speed limit here. So I don't have a lot of complaints here. It just smells like an old grain truck to me currently. That's amazing. We just missed our turn, but that means we can just drive this a little bit more, get used to it. Just exercising it, letting it come around, watching temp, watching fuel. There's no oil pressure on this, which is unfortunate. And if it is an oil burner, we'll educate ourselves on that when we get there, I guess. But I'll probably make sure it is completely full of oil before we're gonna drive this out to Mike's farm later. It'll be completely full of oil when we get out there, and before I take it out there, and I'll check it again tomorrow morning before I take off. That way we know we are happy, hunky, and dory. But I don't know, pretty good old thing. Let's see if I can make this stop light without getting run over. That was third gear, not first. My bad. Yeah, the shifter leaves a lot to be desired, but it'll start from the stop in third gear. That's impressive. Not good. But we pretty much we gotta go a few miles east from here when we go home, and then we go straight north essentially for a long, long ways. It also rained here last night, so puddles everywhere. We're gonna take a left here, go to my shop. We're gonna start our short little trip out here, about, I don't know, 7 miles-ish out to Mike's farm. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Be a good little test of this thing for sure. And as long as we get there, we get there. We'll make it that far, pretty good chance we can make it home, I would say. To see how she goes, but we gotta get out of Garden City first. You definitely, nice washboards there. Definitely drive this thing around in second and third gear mostly. First, it's like a granny low 4 on a 4-speed, unsynchronized, so pretty much can't get to it unless you're stopped or really good at double clutching. So we're gonna run this thing out of the north end of Garden City over to Mike's house and leave it sit. We're gonna get a couple more things to throw in it before I leave. I'd like to get a blanket to throw on this seat as a seat cover, and I need to get a couple Rubbermaid totes to throw all my stuff in that's traveling with me. But that's kind of the plan. We're just gonna leave it sit till Sunday morning at this point, and when Sunday morning comes, we're gonna head north out of Finney County, and that should be really interesting. You can definitely hear the rocks on the step side bed. That's kind of loud, but what are you gonna do? But really, we're cruising along pretty nice here at 45, and that is essentially what we need to do, is go 45 mile an hour the whole way home. If we can do that, well, I'm happy. I don't know, should have got a 4x8 piece of plywood to throw in the bed floor too, because, well, I don't have much of a bed floor currently. Brakes are working pretty good, just manual brakes. Nice thing is, this is the double pot master on this, not a single pot like the 66, so if I blow a rear or front brake line, I still have some semblance of brakes, I would say. That's the KSU Garden City Research Farm over there. Huh. Pretty nice. Thing drives nice. Steering's tight enough for a 1969 model year pickup. And really, you step down on the pedal. It's just a little 2-barrel, but it goes. And that's all we're asking out of this thing. Pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. I'm going to show you guys off. Guess if something interesting happens, we'll talk again. It's time for the fun to begin. Sunday morning, we got done with the tractor pull in Garden City last night. I got back to the place about midnight, essentially. About nearly 8 o'clock right now. We're gonna get this thing on the road. Essentially, I gotta leave, go a mile east, and just keep going straight north for quite a while until I'm somewhere in the Gove County. But we'll do one more system check on this thing, get it fired up, then we are out of here. Head north. but I don't think there's that much to report here. Check radiator, check engine oil. That's about it. We got that. Fuel filters both look clean and have fuel in them. Get the cap back on that thing. It's a struggle. Interesting. We're on full on engine oil. There isn't much else to this thing besides giving her some choke here and getting it running. The choke hits the bottom of the air cleaner. That's interesting. I wonder if I'm missing a spacer or what. I don't know. Charging. Fuel tank and our fuel gauge is kind of working. We're full right now. I guess it's still coming up. Don't have an oil pressure gauge on this though, unfortunately. But yeah, let's get that triggered over. Oh, dang it. I'm gonna do this again, aren't I guess, right? Find first gear, get the hell out of here. Let's go north. Once again, big thanks to Mike for all his help. Ryan was a big help on this. Eli and Wade were around at the start of this thing to help get this thing rolling. My wife, as always. But we're out of here. We're gonna take a left up here, go a mile, we go on, we're just gonna go straight north. And that is entirely the plan. Nearly a straight shot for a long time. But this should be, hopefully, nothing too wild. You just don't know on something like this. And this pickup, Mike thought, had sat in his weed row for 20-ish years. And but before that, spent its life on the Garden City K-State Research and Extension Farm Research Station right here in Finney County. And I put a 1969 Finney County license plate on the back of it because that seemed like the right thing to do. But just, I don't know what to tell you guys. 3-speed on the floor. We can sit here and roll along about 45, 50 mile an hour. But after we turn left up here, I'm gonna probably turn the camera off for a while, and unless something interesting is going on or I see something, won't say much. Hopefully we see some interesting tractors or something along the way. Back in the early days of my social media, before I was buying and selling a lot of machinery, and when I was traveling the country working for Rinky Pivots, and just traveling around in general, I used to do a thing called tractor spotting with Tyler. And maybe if we find enough stuff, we'll bring that back today. I don't know. But we're also gonna hopefully cross paths with the big boy number 4014 today. It's supposed to be into Grainfield, Kansas around noon. And I'll be going through east of Grainfield, right over the tracks where it's going sometime this morning, hopefully. And hopefully it's about 10:30 or 10 o'clock when it's a little cooler. And we're making pretty good time at that point in time. But we're just gonna have to see, because I have no idea how this is gonna go. But I'm very, very excited to do something like this. I've done a lot of tractor moving and stuff like that. I've never, really road tripped a pickup long distance home. And this is about the perfect candidate for me. Love these swept line Dodges. It's better because it came from Mike. And we're gonna shove this sucker into third gear and cruise about 45, 50 mile an hour now. Yeehaw. I'll report back when there's an update. Here's your first update. We're 25 miles down since I left Garden City. At Loves in Garden City. So we're doing fine, and actually we are at where I have to make a jog in the road here. Right over in there somewhere there's a lake called Dry Lake, I guess. I don't know, really original. But we got to go east a little bit, and then we go back north, and then back west. Essentially, is what's going to happen. But somewhere right over there is a dry lake in that cornfield, I think. But we're kind of out here in the middle of nowhere, which I knew. I mean, I totally knew that this was desolate country, and I'm good with that. It's just adding information. I believe this is actually probably, wait, no, I'm wrong. Back up. That's not the dry lake yet. Oh. Uh-oh. I'm wrong. I don't look at a map a lot when I'm doing this stuff. It's kind of fun just to go where you go. But this is actually the Finney-Scott County line. We get over here and get on Taos Road. First gear is really noisy in this thing, in case you're curious. I think it idled around the research farm a lot. But now we're on Taos Road in Scott County. And we keep going north, all the way through Scott County. We'll get to that dry lake thing in a little bit, I think. Who can blame me? I'm just kind of winging this deal, I think. But I'll look at a map now and see where we're at. I don't know. Mistakes are allowed to be made. Yeah, that was the county line. I'm looking at my phone here now. We go about 2 north, and then we make this jog around. It looks like I could have done it there, but hey, fuck it. Alright, now dry lake's right over there. We made a couple miles north. Now we take a jog right, then we'll take a jog left here in a little bit. Somewhere on the other side of this, we'll end up back here on Taos Road, and we will continue northbound somewhere over there on the other side of this little valley. Looks like they're drilling an oil well over there. There's a derrick up, which is pretty common stuff around here. A lot of oil in western Kansas. A lot of oil. Hammered out. I mean, sort of, right? I don't know. I'm sure there's signs on these county roads that tell me where to go, really, truthfully. That's usually how that works. And we have our first bit of traffic today coming at me. We're not going to see a lot of people, probably, unless there's a crowd around for the big boy, if we get there in time for that. But I don't think we're probably going to see a lot of people today. But there's your first person coming at me. Hard to believe, but there's water in the dry lake. It's actually rained quite a bit in this part of the world this year. Milo and corn crop looks beautiful, but where I'm at, dry as hell. So good for them. Water in dry lake. So shouldn't they change the name while it has water in it? I don't know. It's just me. Back to this. We're over 50 miles down. We're at 52 right now. So, yeah, doing pretty good. Pretty much the next thing we're gonna see here is we're gonna zig and zag around down through a couple river valleys and end up at Monument Rocks, essentially. But there's an Alice 7000 series sitting over there. Not that I feel a need to go look at that. But we're moving right along. I wish the sun would get a little higher so it wasn't beating on me, but that's okay. I got the air conditioners. Well, that one's closed so you can hear me, but the air conditioners are functioning nicely. There's a Case 30 series back in there, but yeah, we're just gonna keep this thing moving. It's cruising pretty nice, about 50, 55, and making time actually. Not much else to say besides that. Crops are looking good around, and right, there's a sign back there for cattle. And that means this cattle guard means we have hit open range. We're in somebody's big old pasture right now. Kind of fun, right? But there's cows just right over there. Sorry, got music playing. But yeah, open range now, and will be for a little bit. I think this is the Smoky Hill river bottom here that we're gonna kind of drop into for a while. It is pretty country. Try not to washboard and bounce around some of these corners, because that's pretty easy to do, I would say. The truck's running pretty good though. Just sliding around on bias wise today. Pretty fun. Pretty beautiful country out here. I think it's the Smoky Hill River. I might be wrong. If you know, correct me. I don't care. We're gonna make another zigging and zagging here. Comes another cattle guard up here. I think. I don't know. That looks like a cattle guard. Moving, right? That's all there is to it. Coming up on a chalk pyramid. This isn't Monument Rocks, but it is a chalk pyramid. That's pretty cool. The road kind of sinks around it here. We'll stop at the real Monument Rocks in a little bit. Got to kind of fence around it. That's fun. You know, the cool thing about western Kansas is there isn't a lot of trees, and if the ground's kind of flat, you can see for a long way. And we're going to come up over a hill here in a minute, and I believe we're going to see Monument Rocks off in the distance. So let's see if that comes to fruition here. Yep, see those big old white pyramids up there about, oh, I don't know, 5, 6 miles probably. Maybe a little closer, maybe a little further. But that is Monument Rocks. That will be our first stop of the day. We'll park for a minute, take a breather, drink some water, chill. We're doing great. It's just now a little past 9 in the morning. I've been driving for a little over an hour now, which is fine. But we're doing good here. But I'd like to kind of stop, check oil. We're not running hot, so I'm not going to pop the radiator cap and depressurize anything. We'll just walk around, make sure we got nothing catastrophic happening. And yeah, I'm into some CR. That's wheat, but that looks like CRP, you know, coyote and ragweed production or whatever it is, conservation reserve program. I don't know. CRP is a load of crap, but that's neither here nor there. Just a way for old people to collect money on land that is generationally owned, and basically put no forth into collecting payments. I said it. Okay. Good looking dryland corn crop over here too. We're gonna keep moving. Oh, here comes a tractor spotting. We'll slow down a little for this one. Not a lot, but a little. 66 Series IH with an easy unloader sitting there. Like a Miller disc. Kind of cool. Hey, there's another one right up here. Looks like he's been out drilling feed for his cows, maybe. 150 hoe drill behind an old 66 series. It's a little rough, a little rough. We're almost to Monument Rocks now, though. Looks like we're gonna hit another cattle guard here, and this should drop us into the Pyramid Ranch, I believe, which is where Monument Rocks is. And, yeah. And then we're not actually that far from where I bought those 2-case tractors from the Unhinged Rancher. Oh, is it 2 years ago? I don't know. Been a while ago. Gaining on 2 years ago. But yeah. A little bit of prairie dog production going on out there, it looks like. That's okay. Some cows, some prairie dogs. Pretty damn cool. We'll just keep the camera on for a little bit. Looks like there's a cool old ranch up here on the left, maybe. Sitting in the road ditch up here. That's how you know you're in open range. That's okay. They're not bothering me any. What's up? What's up? Yep, this looks like the pyramid to me. Yeah, I believe that would be the home base of the Pyramid Ranch right there. Pretty cool. Keep right on. Monument Rocks is right up here. We'll pull over next to one and get some pictures, I would say. Probably the best thing to do. Technically, these are on private property owned by the Pyramid Ranch. But that's neither here nor there. Pretty cool, though. Pretty darn cool. I don't believe we're supposed to climb on them or do anything like that. I think they got them fenced off pretty much, so you can't do that, which makes total sense. You don't want to destroy what's here, I would say. But I'm gonna pull over here, get some pictures of this thing with the chalk pyramids, and keep right on rolling, I would say. Pretty cool. Pretty darn cool. Yep, private property, please respect the rocks. No climbing, camping, littering. Can do. There you go. Monument Rocks and the power, or the D100. Hell yeah. Pretty cool, making good progress. Cool place. Maybe we'll pull right over there. I don't know, I'm trying to find a good place to get a picture of this thing. Maybe I'll pull on the other side of this one and get a picture. I don't know. It's cool. Probably should work on it here in the shade though. You don't see anything scary at all in here. All the plug wires are on. That fuel filter is clean. That one down there, looking pretty darn clean as well. Not a ton in that guy, but that's okay. We'll watch it. We'll watch it. We got extra filters. I don't know how accurate this will be because we've been running, right? Clean it off. Ooh, that's hot. Nice and warm today. I remember if I said I put a 106-degree thermostat in it, but yeah. It says add. We might just dump a quart in it just for, well, what's it gonna hurt, right? If your quart over full, the only thing it does is, I mean, maybe let some seals leak a little bit. But actually, a friend of mine just drove through that works the ranch back home, but he works for this ranch down here now, was working in Almena on Long Island, and he works here because, well, other friend of mine owns, and his family own this ranch. So he's down here working. He gave me some more directions on how to get home the right way, which is good. I kind of knew, but kind of didn't know. But thanks, Lane, for the input. And we're gonna check. We'll add a quart of oil because it will not hurt anything, right? No. And then continue. And I got a whole bunch of this 1540 mobile Dell vac that I got from an auction in Norton, and we'll just dump it in, make everybody feel better, less stress, right? Yeah, dump it in. See how much of a mess I can make without a funnel. Not too bad. It's a big gulp. It's like if we get home and tomorrow morning we check in temps on this thing and it's over full, well then we know it doesn't burn any oil. But today, we're just concerned about getting home. We got like a little bit of an exhaust rattle, which, I mean, isn't unexpected, I suppose. But there you go. Other than that, I see nothing scary. And actually, part of my exhaust rattle is kind of probably just my muffler, because it's not really attached the greatest. It's just kind of sitting in the old hangar, rattling around. But I guess, shut the old hood. I mean, that's hot, but I mean, it's gonna be hot. It's got a 160-degree thermostat. It looks like we might be seeping a little bit around the thermostat housing, but nothing crazy. And I have no way to do anything about that currently. So, shut the hood. And get fired back up. We'll take a few pictures and videos and get out of here and get north. We're idling a little high, but I don't really care as long as it's running today and I'm not touching that carburetor right now. So there you go, Monument Rocks. Open country. But now we need to keep moving north. And that is really what matters today. Just getting home, seeing some cool stuff, getting home. Yeah, let's keep this thing rolling. We got a bottle of water now. Finished my coffee finally. Time-lapse camera's running. Let's go. First gear's noisy, and I'm not sure if that's because it's just like straight cut gears, because it probably is, but first and reverse are just noisy in this thing. Pretty darn cool though. Kansas is full of interesting things, I'll tell you. There's some other tourists over there. Hammer down from here, pretty much, I think. I believe we are coming up on the place where I more or less kicked off the tractor buying, purchasing of Territorial Trading. And yep, it is. That grain setup right there is where I picked up the very first 806 I ever bought. It had an Excel, no, what do I want to say, full vision cap with the accordion style doors on it. And I had it for about a year and a half. Then in that meantime, I bought a second 806 that was blown up with fenders and everything on it. We swapped all the stuff around, and I sold parts off that parts tractor for quite a while. Ended up buying more 806s, ended up selling that first 806. It's still somewhere down around Zurich, Kansas, I believe, to date. I would know it in a heartbeat because it's got white rear 38-inch wheel castings on it. But that is where Territorial Trading more or less started in the tractor business in 2019 or 2020. But yeah, we're still moving. There's a white tractor hooked on to auger over there. It's like a 160. Kind of interesting. But we're coming up into Gove, Kansas. And then at some point here, we're going to turn north towards Collier. And hopefully somewhere near Collier, we find the big boy. And here is Gove, Kansas. I believe it's the Gove County seat, you would think, but it's not a very big town. It's actually one of the smaller towns in Gove County. You would think Grainfield would be the county seat, but we're not getting into that today. That is not my problem at all. We're just gonna roll right on through, essentially, here, I would say. Make sure there's nothing coming. It's only the second highway I have crossed today, which is interesting. And yes, I rolled through that stop sign. I didn't want to have to stop, find first, and start again. Sheesh. Seeing a lot of the countryside today. It's getting warmer. We're also in a heat advisory. It's supposed to be 105 today. Oh, there's a Massey. Looked like a 55. Keep this thing rolling. I ate a Slim Jim a minute ago. That was my breakfast. It's about, I don't even know what time it is, 9:30, 9:45. We'll look once I get straightened out here. Yes, it's 10 o'clock. But last I looked, Big Boy was east of Riga, Kansas, which means it's east of Ogalla, which is east of Waukene. And we're headed to Collier, which is the first town west of Waukene. So we're trying to put some miles on. I got about 20-ish miles until I get to Collier, but we're gonna be about right on time, I think. Actually, we're gonna time this about perfect. Big Boy is supposed to be getting into Grainfield about noon, so it's not like that guy's moving that fast. But Grainfield is west of Collier, about 20 miles, I think. Maybe, I don't know. Hammer down. The house, or Chalk Rocks. Yeah, keep going. There's a Versatile sighting out there. It's like doing some tillage, probably pulling sweeps or something, I would say. Yeah, looks like a pair of sweeps. He's got the pickers up. Interesting. Second gen Dodge too. My kind of guy. Keep going. We're getting closer to Collier all along. We found Collier. Thank goodness. Haven't really spent that much time in Collier, but we're gonna find a tree to park ourselves under in the shade for a little bit. Big Boy is in Waukene and coming this way, but it should be nice to take a break for a minute, get out. Kind of your typical little community around here. Catholic church. Old nunnery, probably. Maybe school. I don't know. Kind of interesting. Hope I can find a spot in the shade here for a little bit. We'll head up. I mean, the railroad tracks are right there. So, I don't know. I'd like to find it somewhere out in the country rather than where everybody else is. To be honest, we'll see what I can pull off here. I don't really want to be with everybody else. As you probably understand at this point, because everybody else is dumb and people in groups are stupid. We saw the big boy. I think I saw it 2 years ago near Oakley is where I saw it then, I believe, at the time. But time to go. We got things to do. And yeah, next stop, St. Peter, Kansas, which is like 12 miles away, 11 miles away. Not that far from here, but we're getting back into an area I know my way home from, if that makes sense. So that adds a level of comfort because I've hauled machinery in and out of here multiple times now. But pickup's running good. Might be picking up a little bit of a miss, but we're gonna ignore that and keep running because there ain't a lot I can do about it, to be honest. If it's got a dead hole or something like that, or a dying hole, we're gonna start covering some ground here. This old boy in his F-150 just pulled out right in front of me. Who's surprised? I am not. I am not. He probably didn't think this thing was moving at any sort of rate of speed. I just nudge him. Rubbin's racing, right? He's probably going to the same place I am, let's be honest. Just annoying. I'm sure he's sitting in AC and I'm eating dust. Quite nice of him. Rolling into St. Peter. This old oil field company here has got a lot of trucks out in this pasture. There's a Superliner out there next to a 4300. There's a lot of interesting stuff out there in that old pasture. It'll be fun to get to look through that sometime. Always kind of wanted to, but yeah, we're gonna go north from St. Peter to the red line. And then we'll cut east across Graham County and then essentially straight north. We're gonna drive through St. Peter here. You gotta take and stop and look at all the little Catholic churches along the way. I'm pretty sure St. Peter still has one. There's a good looking old Dodge. Huh. Some good stuff around here. I think there's an oil field company, if I remember, oil business based out of St. Peter. So, I mean, that kind of explains a lot of that. But, yeah. 1486, 1086 or something sitting there. 1586, interesting. And some Jeeps and, you know, whatever else. I assume this is the street. Another 66 series over there. Yeah. Assume this was the old school, which looks like it was probably a Catholic school, which is normal in this area. And then that would be the church, I guess. Or what was the church? Catholic church back in the day. And then that's probably where the father lived, I assume, at the time. Interesting little town stuff. I'm gonna keep this thing rolling home. Doing good. Really doing good. Things been, hate to say it, impressive to date. From here I know pretty much my way home because I've cut out of this area many times with machinery. So from here this isn't too bad. I actually bought a pickup, my first gen Dodge, which was like a 92, I believe. I think I bought it like 4 miles out way. I was one of like 40 people there that day with a bidder number, and most of them were family and not buying stuff. They only cost me like $3 grand. 92 diesel, 5-speed, 4-wheel drive, 3/4 ton. I think I sold it 3 years ago. Before I got my square body, about a year before the square body came in, I sold it for about 10. It's pretty good. First hand market was really good at that point, so I sold it, and I sold my black 93 dually I had. It was a 5-speed, it was a hydro bed. It was just kind of worn out. And then I had another 92 that was a red 1-ton regular cab I sold as well. It had Dewey's bed on it. It was pretty rough. But yeah, I've had a few first gens. Can you tell? Let's roll. All right, fuel up number 2, just to make sure we get home with no problems. We're actually south of Hill City currently, about ready to cross over the highway. But we've gone 145 miles so far. Things are doing pretty good. Temp starting to come up. We're not in a dangerous territory yet, just barely below half actually when we're moving. Sitting here, no fan shroud. It starts creeping up some, but we're charging. This thing has an 18-gallon tank. I put 14.5 gallons in it in Garden City, and I would think 10 more gallons, 24.5, would get us a little under 200 miles home. If we're getting like 5 miles per gallon or less, we got problems. So I would doubt that's the case, but I just choose to not run this thing out of fuel essentially. But yeah, you can see my temp gauge. I don't know if you can, but I'll show you in a minute when we get back in. It's starting to creep up just as we're sitting here, just because it's freaking 100 degrees out. Honestly, it's supposed to be 105 today, so what are you gonna do? But it's about noon, and I think we're probably in the 50 miles from home range, I would say. Okay, done with fuel. We're ready to roll again. I'm not gonna pop the hood here for a while, but yeah, temp about 2/3 on the temp gauge, and that's okay. I mean, that's fine. We're not like we're overheating, but I wouldn't want to sit here and idle forever. But yeah, we're about back up to half on the fuel gauge. But let's get this show on the road again. Next stop will be Bogue, Kansas, and in Bogue, when we get to Bogue, I will have to drive on the highway for a little bit. No, hell no, we're going home. That's funny, a couple guys that drove down to Waukegan to see the train saw me sitting on the side of the road and were worried about me. No, I'm good, thanks Goof. But we're rolling, nothing interesting to report there. But yeah, temp gauge is coming back down right along here as we get moving, which is what needed to happen. Fuel gauge is a little under half. I'd say we should be good to make it home. We just need to keep rolling, essentially, and that's it. But at Bogue, I have to drive on the highway for like a mile because there's nowhere over the river between Pinocchio, Moreland, Hill City, over to Bogue, besides going through towns, and I have to hit highway somewhere, anyway there to get over the highway and get over the river. So we're just gonna deal with that, cross over it, and go on. It's not what I wanted to do, but I don't get any options, and we're just gonna have to deal. You know, the total goal was no highway. Well, yeah, I had to do a little bit to go through Collier and a little bit to go. I'll have to do a little bit to go through Bogue, but that's okay. I mean, to do this many miles with you know, no really big 2-lane highway. Those were state highways, not like federal highways. So I don't know, but we're gaining here. And about, we're getting close to that 150 mile mark too, which is cool as shit. I think we've done 150 miles this way. But yeah, it's like 10 more miles over south of Bogue, and then we start going north, essentially. You just don't get a lot of choices on where you cross the river here. And so we gotta cross where we can cross. Couple Case tractors sitting here in Bogue. It's a pair of 930s, one early, one late. Yeah. Not a lot else to report in Bogue by the looks of things, but that's okay. We'll jump out here on the highway, going about a mile down, across the river, and keep going north. Progress. Cool community building, township hall. Not much to Bogue. I think the kids here either go to DeMar, Alco, Zurich school, or go to Hill City school. Just kind of depends, I think, on outlook. But we're gonna keep rolling. Just to get on a highway just for a minute, or somewhere blacktop and get this thing wound up, just to see if I'm pickup things you have to think about, and old gas vehicle things. You don't want to vapor lock this thing. Running slow, get the carburetor really heat soaked, especially on a day where it's north of 100. And so we really want to keep this thing rolling as best as possible, keep air flowing in around the motor and cool. Because once you start vapor locking, you're in for a fight. But we're doing everything all right here. You just don't want to sit around and idle this thing at all. And yeah, and you don't want to run like really partial throttle. The more fuel you can flow through the carburetor and keep fuel flowing through the lines, the better off you are as well. At least that's my theory. Others might disagree. I don't know. Dates. We are back in Norton County, Kansas, which means not that far from home. Basically a little meandering, but we just go north from here. I'll be through Densmore here in a little bit, and from there it's straight shot up E9 Country Road to Almena. We doing fine. I mean, we've been charging the whole time. We're a little below a quarter tank of fuel, but I don't know if that's working or not. We should be fine on fuel. Temp gauge is hanging about half, which, I mean, it's hot out, so just the fact that we're not paying, probably a miracle at this point. But a new radiator, we did a full flush on it, 160-degree thermostats. We did all the right things to make sure that we didn't overheat this thing, besides, like, you know, a full teardown and an overhaul, potentially, which would have been dumb. But the roads are getting rough again, so I know I'm close to home. I'm actually off on some dirt roads right now because I'm dumb. Like, not like gravel or milling road. We're just straight up dirt country ranch roads in southern Norton County. But we'll be to Densmore here shortly, and from there it's an easy shot the rest of the way home. Thank goodness. We're doing good though. For the sake of transparency, my wife left Cimarron about 10 o'clock. So she's a few hours behind me just in case I had any problems. But, yeah. I needed probably some sort of chase-ish car, just in case this thing had some sort of catastrophic failure. But we're doing pretty good right now. It's also like a heat advisory is somewhere over 100 degrees right now. I'd rather not know what the temperature is. We're just gonna press on and get home. And I think when we get home, we'll stop at the gas station in Almena, top this thing off with fuel. That way we know kind of how much we burned. We just add 10 gallons to whatever the burn amount was, and we'll know mileage. But we're over 165 miles easily right now. So I am quite pleased. I really like this pickup. We found Densmore. Quite good. Quite good. Oh, pickup shut off. It's not. It doesn't love some of this idling stuff. But that was Densmore, in case anybody was curious. Which means up here is Highway 9. We're going to jump across. And that means about 2 miles north, back 1 east, and from there it's a straight shot into Almena. We're gonna just keep this thing rolling because it's only getting hotter, essentially. And I don't really want to cook this thing or melt it down because I really like this pickup. Actually, I really do. Good thing is to report. We're in Almena. Things are just as brown as I remember. So that's unfortunate, but it doesn't rain here. Saw a lot of really good crops this week. ugly. That's just gonna be how it is, I guess. Stuff on the machinery lot. If you're interested in anything, a few things sold, a few not for sale. So the deal, we're gonna pull downtown, fill this thing full of fuel, figure out how much fuel we burn, get a fuel mileage number, I hope. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Just see. And call it a day. Go take a nap in my recliner. Wait for the wife and kids to show up. Seems like a fair idea. And we're getting fuel. Made it home completely uneventfully. I never had to turn a wrench on it the whole way home. And that is a massive success. And with that, we're full of fuel. So we burned 21.3 gallons to go 196 miles. So we got under 10 miles a gallon, which is fine. I mean, it's an old gasser 318, which doesn't surprise me that it got bad fuel mileage. To be told, I think it's running a little rich, but who's complaining? I'm not complaining. It's a good truck. It's a good truck. And yeah, we'll go somewhere else and end this video. 196 miles home. Didn't turn a wrench. We saw Monument Rocks. We saw the big boy. We didn't go on, I mean, it was 99% country roads. Just pretty amazing. We did it on bias ply tires with an old 318 and a 3-speed. And we didn't have any problems. It was great. I loved every minute of it. I'd do it again, like, repeatedly, as long as it's not, 105 degrees. But I really like this thing. It just runs good, minimal amount of rust, minimal amount of body damage. It's what I wanted. I'd like to put vintage AC in it in the future, maybe. That way I can, go see some friends, cruise down the highway a little cooler. Maybe figure out a fan shroud, get better airflow through it. Need to get a different bumper on it. I really don't like the looks of that one at all, but there's just no complaints, really. Bed floor, gotta put bed floor, redo the interior. Just all things that are really not that hard to do and we've done before. And it's all gonna be fine. But that was great. And truthfully, I don't know what else to say here besides big thanks to Mike for number one for doing a trade on this thing. Hope that 930 propane works out sometime. Thanks to Ryan for his help working on this thing. Thanks to Eli and Wade as well for helping wrenching on this thing. Thanks to Derek for mounting up all the tires for me. It's good. It's here in Almena. Need to go get it tagged legally in the state of Kansas, Norton County, Kansas. It's fine. No big deal. We're going to drive this thing. I'm excited. Good old truck. But with that, guys, I'm on all the social medias. Is at Team Monty IH. Website is territorialtrading.com. You guys have a good one. Take care. Go drag something out of the weeds, just like this D100, and get it running.